There's always a delay, so I never know when to start talking. Okay, looks like my audio is working. Let me know how I sound, you guys. Hello, beautiful people. My name is Amanda Zitto. If you are new here, I normally make motorcycle travel vlogs, how-tos, and general encouragement for you to get out and do the thing. This is our monthly live stream where we sit, hang out, and chill. Hello, beautiful people. I love getting to hang out with you, so this is one of my favorite parts of the month. Hello. Audio sounds good. Excellent. Thank you, Justin. Appreciate you. I want to give a huge shout out to Whit and Robert and Justin Hughes and Megan and Petty Nerd and Edge64. Thank you all for being here. I'm stoked to see you guys in the chat. Audio, yes. Excellent. Thank you, guys. You're awesome. Thank you, Desert Moto. It's actually a cheap, newer mic. You know, the weird off-brand that's all over Amazon. Hi, Avy Rose. Good to see you. Hello, William. Moto Dance. Hi. Hello, yay, my people are here. You know, guys, like, I always have anxiety that one of these times I'm going to do this and nobody's going to show up, and so I appreciate all of you for being here. Hi, Mark. Good to see you. Yay, Chris is here. And Beggars and Brews is here. Hi, guys. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. What am I drinking? No alcohol this time, you guys. I have to work tomorrow. I'm actually back at my day job. So it's just iced tea tonight and water. They have us doing 8-hour shifts, and let me tell you, my body feels destroyed. Hello from Houston. That's awesome. Florida, all over the place. Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, Alaska. John, hello. And Olivia is here, and Nathan is here. All of my favorite people are here, you guys. If you guys don't watch Killswitch Queen or For the Love of Knobs, highly encourage you go check them out. They're some of my favorite people. So, also, Killswitch Queen and I have a collab that will be going up on the channel next week. I'm super stoked to share that with all of you. Thank you for stopping by, Dakota. Thank you. Appreciate you. Cool shirt. Did you draw that? Oh, yes, I did. If you missed it, I made an announcement earlier this week. I think it was this week. Maybe it was last week. Time is relevant. Rocky Mountain Roll 5 is happening July 31st through August 3rd. It's 4 days this year. Corvallis, Montana. If you haven't bought your ticket already, do it sooner than later. We did have to reduce the amount of tickets that are available this year to kind of go along with Montana's guidelines for the amount of people that can be congregated in one area. So get on that. Also, I just finished the poster art today, you guys. I don't know if you can see it. Ta-da! Probably not super visible on the camera, but so that's done. I will be printing those on postcards, and those will be going out to everybody who's bought a ticket. I'm very excited about that, and then I'll color it up, and the official poster will be finished. Let me see. I lost my spot in the chat here. Whoa. Yeah. Thank you, Desert Mofo. I have mixed feelings. It's great to be back with my coworkers, and I love working at REI, but 8 hours is a lot to be standing on your feet on concrete floor talking to customers. Thankfully, most everybody has been really pleasant. I've only had a couple grumpy people, which has actually exceeded my expectations. So that's cool. Do I still have Lazarus? Of course I still have Lazarus. What kind of question is that, Chris? I would never get rid of her. Lazarus and I are bonded. I may not be writing her as much these days because I'm still trying to give her the love and affection that I should have given her before the pilgrimage. So, yeah. Yay! Mark says, me and my girlfriend just bought a V-Star 1100. That's awesome! I hope that you guys plan lots of long, wonderful trips on the V-Star. One of my best friends had a V-Star. I think that it was a 750 though? 650. She's got 650 and then she got 1200. And she loved it, but now she's on a DR 650 because of other, what is the word? Not impressions. I lost what I was thinking about. I have a double header wedding the weekend of Rocky Mountain Roll. I'm sorry, I'll miss you, Whitney. I wish you could come. That would be amazing. Maybe next year. Next year. Hi from Louisiana and Mississippi. Awesome. Thank you, Olivia. I appreciate you. Can see it. Oh, good. I'm glad that you can see it. I gotta see if I can get the time off work and if the van's going to be ready to go cross country, Justin. I hope that it is. I will keep my fingers crossed for you because I would really love to see you. I love Rocky Mountain Roll because I get to like properly hang out with a lot of you like in person, and it just feels like a chill weekend with friends. Like it doesn't feel like a convoluted event where I have to be on all the time, if you know what I mean. One of these days we'll make it out to Rocky Mountain Roll. I hope so, Jeff. I hope so. It's a good time. Like, if you don't mind sleeping in a cow pasture. Put Lazarus down, Sean. How could you say that? Never. I would never do that. Lazarus will be with me forever, even if that means, like, I have to rebuild the whole engine. And my mom is here! Everybody say hello to Mama Zitto. And Dad's also watching with her. Glad to yay, my family's here. What are the names of all your bikes? From Bob. So Lazarus is my Suzuki, she from the pilgrimage. And then after Lazarus, I got Briarios. No, I'm mixing it up here. Lazarus, and then Hephaestus, which is my Honda Shadow. Then Briarios, which is the CB500X. And then I got Paul Bunyan, who is a 1972 CB175. You guys don't see him much because he's in pieces. And then I got Astreus, the Tiger 800XC, and then I got Icarus, which is my moped. Adventures Hunter, yes. The one we got is a classic edition with all the bags. That's awesome, Mark! Oh, yes! One less thing to worry about, right? You're already set up. Woo! You say it like it's a bad place to sleep. I wouldn't say that it's a bad place to sleep, but if you are opposed to seeing any kind of cow patty, you know, I know that everybody doesn't have the same kind of standards as I do, and I recognize that. It's definitely not a shiny dude ranch. You know, cows do use that pasture the rest of the year, so there are cow patties all over the place. And we do provide shovels if you pick a spot and there's a cow patty so that you can move that cow patty. Most of them are dried out by the time that y'all get there because I make Mom and Dad close off the field and stop irrigating it so that it won't be a big pile of mud and poo by the time y'all get there. I haven't heard anybody complain to me directly about the cow patties, so I guess that's context. Yeah, hi Mom! Yay! Yes. Any advice on choosing a name for a bike from Dennis? This is so hard. I was going to say like you should ride it for a little bit before you choose a name, but I named Lazarus after my first test ride. Lazarus is a special case though. She was originally belonged to a preacher, and the preacher had put Jesus fish on the sides of the tank. And the guy that I bought it from was the second owner, and I asked him if it already had a name. I wanted to respect that, and he said, I've just been calling it the Jesus bike. And I didn't think that was very accurate, and I did a little bit of research, and Lazarus is an excellent resurrection story from the Bible, and it sounded just about right from my experience just getting her, and since then she has definitely died and come back to life more times than I can count, so she's definitely grown into her name. Garage dreams. Yeah, yes. You name all your vehicles too. Thank you, Justin. I feel less weird. I need more bikes. You know, like the right amount of bikes is the amount that you can afford and that you can ride. The Shadow is living in Montana right now, so that Dad can ride her when he has time, and I feel a little bit better about that since, like, for the last 2 or so years, I was doing a lot of dirt riding, so I didn't feel great about having a cruiser and not being able to ride her, like, as much as she deserves. So, Hephaestus lives in Montana with my dad. And then the CB and the Tiger and Lazarus live in my garage and the moped. And then Paul Bunyan lives in the shed, and he has gotten a lot less attention than I thought that I was going to be able to give him. But he's an ongoing project. I think it's important to have at least one project bike, because I think that, like, if you are interested in working on bikes, that's, like, an excellent way to learn is hands-on and, like, by trial and error. And by project bike, I mean, like, a secondary bike that's, like, not your main drag, so that you don't feel under pressure to get it right the first time. That gives you more room for learning. The learning curve is steep, y'all. And yeah. Have I ever ridden in Canada? And will you plan a trip to? Man, I get the Canada question, like, every live stream, you guys. I don't have direct plans to ride in Canada immediately. I do dream of riding in Canada. We are very, like, close to the border, so I'm sure that it will happen one of these days. I just don't have any immediate plans to go up there and ride right now. I have a lot of the U.S. that I haven't seen yet, and I feel kind of weird about traveling in other countries, like, when I haven't seen all of the U.S. All of the U.S. is a very relative term. But, like, I haven't been to the East Coast yet, and, like, a lot of the South I haven't seen yet. I've been all over the West Coast. But yeah, I think it's important for me to, like, explore my own country before I do a lot more exploring in other countries. Riding in Baja was really cool, but it definitely made me feel like I need to explore more of my own country before I do more of that. Petty Nerd, I bought a Wolfman Luggage tank bag, and I made sure to tell them you were the reason I decided on buying that brand after they took care of you when the bag exploded. Thank you. I'm sure they appreciated it. I appreciate that. They're wonderful people. Thank you for supporting them. I love Lisa and Eric. They're incredible people. Oh, super chat. Oh my goodness. Jim, thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Jim Hober, thank you. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. That is a rad gif. I have to figure out where I was again. Oh, there we go. Ever play cow patty bingo? I have not played cow patty bingo. I have fallen backwards into a cow patty while bucking hay bales when I was a kid. You can blame that one on my sister. Don't recommend. Dried poo, fire fuel. Yes, exactly. It's great fire start. Well, not necessarily fire starter, but like Tinder. Just tell everyone to put knobbies on their bikes. I specifically make sure that the pasture is dry because I'm trying to create an event that is welcoming to everyone, no matter what kind of bike that they ride. Or if they want to come in their trailer, that's fine. If they want to tow, that's absolutely okay. Everybody is welcome. Haven't found a name for your bike yet. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sure you'll come up with one eventually, Jeff. It happens naturally. I love my Super Tenere. Looking forward to riding to the lower 48 once the borders open. Yeah, here's hoping that happens soon. Cross fingers. I know a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but I have a few regulars that come down from Canada that may or may not be able to make it because of the borders, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Bikes are like tools. The proper bike for the proper job. Exactly! I feel like the only bikes that I, like, overlapped was, like, the Honda and the Tiger. Like, they pretty much serve the same purpose for me. Use the dry cow pies for a distance throwing contest. they could go well, but they could also go not so well. might be worth doing though, just for the hilarity of it. SRK Cycle says the number of bikes you need is figured out using, yes, N+1. Always N+, and always. Hi Brianna, it's good to see you. Well, thank you for joining us. I appreciate you. Would I ride a BMW? Of course I would ride a BMW. Would I own a BMW? Maybe if I had more money. Nobody's let me ride the BMW though yet. Hello from Southwest Florida. Mama Badger here. I've been following you and was so excited when I saw you get on the map. Support bikers. My mom is now following you too. You're such an inspiration. Oh, thank you, the Badgers. Thank you. That's awesome. I was watching John Maxwell and he mentioned the website, and so I just joined. If y'all are unfamiliar, there is like a support bikers website, and like it has a map for like motovloggers or just like general business owners that are also motorcyclists. If y'all just Google, like, I think it's supportbikers.com. Correct me if I'm wrong, the Badgers. Will you just like type it out, but don't put like the .com on the end, so that it'll let you post it. Also, I'm so happy to pass my final motorcycle test, so now I have no restrictions at all and can take pastures. That's awesome, Mark. Well done. Congratulations. That's so cool. Little known fact, it took me 3 times to pass the motorcycle test in Montana. The written one, not the like, I passed the driver's one first off, but it took me 3 tries to pass the written test. All the trick questions, you guys. Like, would it be more dangerous to hit a car head on or if somebody opened their door on the side of the road? And I'm like, well, of course hitting a car head on, because they're going fast, you're going fast, smash, that's bad. According to the Montana motorcycle test, or at least the one that I took in like 2012, it's worse to hit somebody's open door, evidently. You know. Arcadia, State Park, Maine. I think I missed what that was connected to. Lost Coast is awesome. Yeah! Do you get a chance to try the camera? Does it work? I'm so glad it went to a good home. Yes, Jeff! Yes! Thank you, Jeff Moore. Jeff Moore sent me one of his old film cameras that used to belong to his dad. And so I just got film for it. Thanks to Whitney. Whitney sent me some really fancy film. Thank you, Whitney. I appreciate you. I've never shot with Porta film before. So I'm super stoked about that. I've been shooting. I haven't got to develop anything yet, so I'm stoked to see how those photos come out. It's the first time that I've owned like a proper SLR Canon. All the rest of my Canon experience has been like little point and shoot cameras, so that's exciting. Boobs Tattoos and a Motorcycle is here! Hello! Thank you for... I'm stoked to see you. Let me know if you want to learn how to play it. We do it at our country fairs. Oh my god! Jeff, I need you to email me with instructions. As magpieflies@gmail.com. Please. I need to know. When the borders open, I plan on riding the Detroit-Windsor Tunnel. Then I can say I've ridden underwater. That's so cool! Oh, I need to look that up. I need to do the thing. Had the bike for 7 years, still no name? I just always play the horse with no name. Oh my god. Tangent. You all know I used to like ride with Carl a lot for Carl's Mystery Rides when I worked at the dealership. And I used to give him all kinds of hell about the fact that he didn't have a name for his tiger. And so then I just told him that his official name was a horse with no name. I even made him a sticker. I don't know if he put it on the bike or not. He doesn't own that tiger anymore, so I'd have to ask Stacy. You can ride my R1200 RT if you want. Oh, thank you, petty nerd. That's a lot of trust. It's a lot of trust. Maybe you should think about that for a minute. from North Carolina. I have all kinds of things on my list, you guys. What am I drinking? It is iced tea. I make my own iced tea at home so that I can put chai in it. No alcohol tonight, you guys. I gotta work tomorrow. Don't worry, I've been looking at new Harleys. Sheesh, $30,000, and everyone I look at would have to be lowered at 5'4". Big disadvantage. Yeah, Steve. The Harleys are no joke in the price tag category. Edge64, thank you for the super chat. You spoil me. I swear to Jeebus. Add this to your summer trip fund. It's Canadian, so I'm not sure how far that will get you. Well, even with the conversion, I'm pretty sure that will get me at least 200 miles, if not 4. So, thank you. I appreciate you. Oh, I guess I'm sharing now. My patrons, or at least everybody who voted, have said that I'm allowed to share big plans with you today. I decided in January that this was the year that I wanted to ride my motorcycle across the country. My tentative title for this project is Fly to the Magpie. I'm going to do a loop of the United States in 30 days. And I already got my leave of absence approved from my job before lockdown happened. And then lockdown happened, and then I was really uncertain about whether or not I was going to be able to do it, so I wasn't telling everybody yet. But yeah, that's happening in August, you guys. I'm leaving the 17th of August, and I won't be back until early September. I am going to have to adjust it a little bit than what I had originally planned, because I wasn't able to save as much as I thought that I was going to be, because not having a job is a thing. But I'm stoked to say that I'm just short of my minimum funding goal to be able to do things, so I'm going through with it, and it does help that when I went and I talked to my higher-ups, they kind of... The shortened version of it is that it would be a pain in the butt to rescind my leave of absence since it was already approved. So I'm like, well, I'm doing it, even if it is shorter than I initially planned, even if I don't get to see all the things that I want to see and all the people that I wanted to see. I'm still gonna do the thing. I'm really excited about it. Yeah, I'm stoked. Now you all know that that's what's happening in August. That's what I've been weirdly hinting about in the last couple live streams. It's happening. Never shot film. I feel so old now. No, Jeff, I have shot film. I have an Olympus and I'm a Minolta. I'm sorry if that was, if you didn't quite understand me. I have an Olympus and a Minolta, film cameras. I've just never had a Canon SLR, that you could remove the lens and everything on. That's what I meant. Sorry. Chris, I just answered your question. I'm going to Rocky Mountain Roll, and then I'm going to ride my bike around the country. Whether or not that's a good idea right now is up in the air. I will look for your email in a few days. Thank you, Jeff. But Drunk Amanda is so fun. I'm sorry to disappoint you, Justin. Maybe the July live stream I won't have to work on Saturday, but it looks like I'm working Saturdays for the foreseeable future, so... Reality sucks. Need the money. Hate working for it. Agreed. That's why I got my Volt. Even the Sportster is overpriced. Agreed. Yep. Get work to sponsor you. REI sponsors very specific projects. If I was still working for the dealership, I don't even know if they would sponsor me even if I was still working for the dealership, because I want to take the Honda. and the dealership I used to work for is a Harley and Triumph dealership, so I'm not sure they would have been on board with it anyway. All 48 states are just a loop. Just a loop this time. Hopefully in the future I will be able to spend a little bit more time on a trip like that. But I also promised Jonathan when I got home from the pilgrimage last time that I would try my darndest not to be away from home for almost 3 months again. So we compromised on a month. That was also like set forth by like my work. I said like 5 weeks, and they're like, no. So I think it's like 3.5 weeks. I'll be gone. Hello from Florida. Hey, it's good to see you. Ooh, Vera, thank you. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate. Thank you. My goodness, you were awesome. Where was I? Wow, wait, 30 days? That seems like some hard riding. Took me 5 days, as I recall, driving across, and those were long days in the car. First day was 18 hours, Kentucky to Chicago. Yes, Sean. Other people have voiced their concerns about my time limit. I've done the math. It will be rough. I definitely won't be taking my time as much as I did on the pilgrimage, but I think the experience will be worth a few longer days. Which bike are you taking? I'm taking the CB500X. It's decided. I'm doing it. I've already invested in a few quote-unquote upgrades. Like, you guys have already seen the engine guards that I got specifically for the trip. I'm trying to get my hands on a luggage rack for the back that's compatible with the side racks that I already have, but they're sold out everywhere. So if anybody has a lead on some SW Motex street racks, I think is what it's called, for the CB500X 16, let me know, because it looks like they're sold out literally everywhere right now. I would really like to have a little bit more support for my duffel on the back of the bike for this trip than I normally do. Did I just out your summer plans? No, you did not. I had already kind of like thought about telling everybody, because at this point, like, I'm gonna make it happen, so telling all of you means that I have to make it happen. So yay, Kermit Flail. Or am I going to be doing any meetups? Blech, sorry. Am I going to be doing any meetups? I'm going to try. If you, let's see. I'm trying to think about like the best way to do this democratically. How about like everybody leaves their city in the comments of this video, and then I will make a spreadsheet, and then like where there are big clusters of you, then I will try to schedule meetups in those places. Let's aim for that. I can't promise like that I'm going to give more warning than like 2 or 3 days though, since I don't know like what my pace is properly going to be like while I'm on the road. I don't want to make promises and have to like cancel because like I got stuck in a rainstorm or my bike broke down. Knock on wood. Roman! Yay, road trip fun. Thank you, Roman. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the support for the trip. Yeah, I love all of you. You guys are awesome. Let's see. You used to use my Canon at school. Mom, no I didn't. That was Gary. Nathan, how short are you from your funding goal? I'm about, I think I'm $500 short of like the minimum amount that I need to leave. And I have a couple more commissions that I have to finish between now and then, and I'm hoping like they'll fill in some of the gap. But yeah, cool. On the trip, a mate of mine wants me to do a similar 30-day trip around Australia next year. We rode to Aries Rock last year, and 719 has put a damper on 2020, sadly. Yeah, definitely. Wow, a 30-day trip around Australia? Like, man, I thought that my trip was ambitious. Like, Australia is huge. Maybe that's just like my skewed perspective from never having been there. It just seems like a massive undertaking. Minolta for the win! I used Minolta lenses in the Sony DSLRs. Amazing glass. Yes! I love Minolta. I am a little bit more biased towards my Olympus, to be honest. I love my Olympus, like 50 mil lens. Like when I first got the A50-100, I got the adapter for the Olympus lens just because like I love the quality of the photos, and it made my photos, even on the DSLR, look like they were film. I love that lens. Robert, petrol for the trip. Let's do the tunnel if you can get to Detroit. Thank you, Robert. Email me. And I will forget all the things, so email me, and send me a note, and I will put you on my map. Let's see. I'd love to ride part of it with you. Thank you, Whitney. I'm actually planning on heading in your direction, so I hope so. I'm a big Pentax fan, film and now in digital. Yeah! Switch to Saturday live stream so you can have Sunday off. I can't do Saturday live streams, Jeff. I work most Saturdays. I would be so dead if I tried to live stream after I went to work. Like, I can't even think about feeding myself after I get off work right now. Like, Jonathan has been feeding me, like, all week. Can't stay as we have company, but am so thrilled to have sold my cruiser and bought a GS. Yes! Sierra Foxtrot Golf! That's so exciting! Haven't heard that name since the 80s. Beggars and Brews. We ride from Jersey to Texas in 2.5 days. Yeah. See? People have done worse things. Can I ride with you some? I'm in Portland too. Pablo! Awesome! Yeah, email me. I haven't ridden in a group a whole lot lately, to be honest. I've kind of been avoiding riding in groups, but email me. I came across an 18 GSA for sale. Awesome! Donna, just saying, stop and smell the roses, give your body a rest. Sounds awesome, though. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate you. Like I said, like I need to reevaluate my map and everything based on my new budget. But, yeah. Time restrictions are a real thing. Chris, are you doing the Mabder on your trip? The short answer is that I wanted to do like a little section of it. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do the whole thing, like at the pace that I'm going to have to travel to get like the trip that I want to do done. Especially since like I want to be able to hit a lot of like the like bigger scenic byways and that kind of stuff. But it does look like super fun, and I would really love to hit like a section of it or something. Hello, son! Any plans to travel abroad, Central America? Not at the moment. I dream about it sometimes, but like in like reality, I don't have any like solid plans of doing that. I need to get really good at pulling Briarios apart before I try something like that. Either that or get a smaller dual sport bike. Absolutely, we can keep you accountable. Thanks, Whitney. But comments, you guys. I meant like down in the comments, not in the chat. It's fine. I have to go through and watch this to put timestamps in the description anyway, so I'll try to add those to my spreadsheet. You're not riding anywhere near me anyway, so no meetup for me. Sorry, Justin. Maybe sometime in the future when I like do another loop. Hopefully, like the next time I do a loop, I'll have way more time. Cross fingers anyway. Iron Butt, all 48 states in 10 days is easy, been done in 6. I wouldn't call it easy. That's relative. But it's definitely been done by more ambitious people than me. So I have confidence that I'll be able to do it. I may be having the type 2 fun for a bit of it, but I'll get it done. By the way, just started sponsoring you on Patreon for the big trip funding. Sorry it couldn't be more. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate you. Literally everything helps. Thank you. I appreciate you. I'm looking at some Goretex gear for long trips. Oh, awesome, Donna. Have you looked at brands already? I know that like everything fits everybody differently. I have an Aerostitch suit that I really enjoyed. It would probably be better if it had the liner in it. It's not super comfortable, but it's definitely waterproof. So I wear that a lot in the wintertime because I know that I'm going to stay dry and warm because it's a very thick layer. It doesn't let in a lot of air. I have the Scorpion Yosemite suit, like the pants and jackets. That doesn't have Goretex in it though. That's like a dry spec. And the thing that I don't like about that suit is that like the water will penetrate like the textile layer on the outside before it gets to the dry spec layer on the inside. So it does weigh down the jacket a lot when it's wet. Chris, you should comment in the comments what your Revit suit is. Is it Goretex? I've heard lots of good things about Revit gear. Definitely worth looking into. I do love my Garen boots though. Somebody asked me to talk about them, so I have them right next to me. They're kind of dirty. I need to clean them again. I've had these boots for at least 3 years, if not 4 years. They're still totally waterproof. Like, I don't treat them at all because it's Goretex. I just clean the outside and make sure that the liner on the inside, that's like the actual Goretex part, is clean. Because the way that Goretex works is that it's a breathable membrane. So if it's dirty, it will not keep the water out the way that it's supposed to. So it's important to keep it clean. But yeah, the Garen All-Terrain Goretex boots. I love them. Love them so much. They are the dudes, but I don't care. They're not women specific, but that doesn't matter to me. They fit me. I love them. The climb gear is pretty good in the rain. Awesome. Chris, thank you for the super chat. Let's increase your budget. I appreciate that. Just home from work. Hey everyone. Hi Pete. Thanks for joining us. Welcome, welcome. Bedtime for me. Bye, Petty Nerd. Sleep well. Hi, David. Thank you for joining us. Bridge of the Gods up to Randall is a ride on my mini list. Yes, Bridge of the Gods is awesome. Not great if you're afraid of heights, but it's a beautiful bridge, and it's awesome to get to look down the Columbia Gorge from the middle. I love that view. That one and the bridge at Biggs Junction. I love that bridge. I can't remember what it's called. I don't even know if it has a name. Maybe it's just Biggs Junction in Oregon. Hello from Ohio. Go Bucks. Did you post that just so that I would say it out loud, Chris? You know I'm not a sports person. Oh, now a lot of you are not going to like me. Yeah, Iron Butt has a lower 48 challenge. Are you posting your route from Clan? I will post a photo of the general idea for my route. I don't like saying that I'm going to be writing a very specific route because, as I learned on the pilgrimage, shit happens. And even if I do plan to ride very specific roads, weather happens. And I want to leave room for me, like, being able to change it when I need to change it, whether it be weather or for time's sake. So yeah, I'll post like a general like drawing of like the loop that I'm gonna try to do. But keep in mind that things change. Please don't just be disappointed if I miss your city or your state or something. Words. Ronald, thank you for the super chat. A little something for fuel for your trip. Can't wait for Rimmer. Cow patties bring back childhood memories. Fell in a fresh one playing soccer. See, so you understand. Thank you, Ronald. Thank you for the super chat. I'm late to the party, but glad I made for some of the live. Yay! Hi, Jackie. It's good to see you. If you guys haven't checked out Jackie's Motor Garage yet, she is awesome. Definitely go check her out. Jackie, I guess I don't know if you missed it, but I did announce that I'm going to be riding across the country. I'm going to be doing a loop of the United States in August. It's very exciting. Your channel just recently found your channel just recently. Thanks for all of your great info videos from the UK. So I appreciated your cold weather tips. Always cold here. Thank you, Alice. I'm glad somebody appreciated them. I'm just happy to be useful, really. I don't mind the Roadcrafter R3 at all. That's good, David. I just think, does yours have the liner in it, David? I won mine from a photo contest, actually. I didn't pay for it. But they only sent me the shell, so I don't have a nice liner. So in the summertime, if I'm just gonna wear a t-shirt underneath of it, like the weight of the overall jacket kind of sits on my shoulders really heavy, and so like how that it's made of like that thick canvas, that doesn't feel great on my skin. That's my main complaint with the Roadcrafter. Yeah, yay! Yeah. Woo. Mom! Dad says surprise. Oh my, thank you. I appreciate you both. Your big butts. You guys are ridiculous. Is that just like to buy me off so that Dad can ride with me for a section of it? Since I didn't let him ride with me on the pilgrimage. Chris says that I've got Goretex Neptune pants and their hydrated Horizon jacket. Knock on wood, totally waterproof so far. That's the Revit gear, you guys. And Chris is amazing and is on the Revit Women Adventure Rider team, so she knows what she's talking about. I do have a question. What type of navigation system do you use on your bike? Actually, this goes in line with one of the questions that I got asked to cover in this before. Most of the time, I just use my phone and a paper map. I did buy the Montana GPS. I can't even remember which model this was. 460 or something like that. Nathan from For the Love of Knobs helped me a lot with this because I have never used like a proper GPS like this before. So he taught me how to use Basecamp to import routes and that kind of stuff to the GPS. It's the Garmin Montana. There it is. 650. He even found it on eBay for me so that I could find one that would be in my price range. I used it on the Cabder, but that's about it. I didn't use it that much afterwards, mainly just because like the touchscreen isn't super responsive, and I'm so accustomed to using my phone as a navigation device. Like it's just second nature for me to just be able to do that. On my phone, I have a couple different navigation apps that I use besides Google Maps. Rever just did an update, and so like their turn-by-turn navigation is so much better than it used to be. But I like, for closer to home stuff anyway, I like making routes based on like their recommended roads. And Rever gets their recommended roads from Butler Maps. If you're unfamiliar with them, they are an awesome company, and they have a bunch of really fantastic paper maps that are like weather resistant, and they're really high quality, and they have like a bunch of highlighted routes for a bunch of the states in the US and that are like ideal for motorcycle travel, like views, twisties, like all the good stuff. So I like using Rever to plan routes closer to home so that I can go a prettier way than I probably would have otherwise. And I also have GPS viewer on my phone for those kinds of like GPS tracks like the BDR offers and that kind of stuff. Yeah. I did use the Google My Maps to navigate a couple of the Carl's Mystery Rides, but that one's a little bit harder. I do highly recommend, even if you aren't using your phone as your primary form of navigation, to like go into Google. Like if you're on a super long trip, like every morning when you have service and you're at Wi-Fi, to download a big section of the map that you know that you're going to be riding through, so that if you're out of service you can still navigate. That's really important. I hope that that answers your question. Yeah, I keep thinking about just like putting the Garmin on eBay, since I literally haven't used it since the Captor, but keep not doing it because I'm like, well, what if I do need it? What if I decide that I'm going to start doing stuff like that again? It is nice to like have your navigation system be like on a separate battery from your phone. Navigation does take up a lot of bandwidth on the battery life of a phone, so it's important to, if you are going to use your phone as a piece of navigation, to always have a battery pack that you can plug your phone into, or have a USB port that you, on your handlebars that you can just plug your phone into while you're riding. Not while you're riding, but have it be charging while you're riding is what I mean. Do you know if you're going north first or south? My plan was to go north, so kind of like a clockwise loop of the United States. I had to think about that for a second. I'm gonna go up across Montana so that maybe I can visit a couple more places that I really want to revisit from the pilgrimage, and then go across the north part of the U.S. There's some people in the Chicago and Milwaukie area that I really want to see, and I'll definitely be going to, I think it's Charleston? I have to look that up again. I will definitely see the Atlantic Ocean. That's what I'll say. And I definitely want to go to Colorado, because Colorado has been on my list since the pilgrimage, and I have been kicking myself ever since then for not just taking the opportunity to just like hop over so that I could see Colorado. So that's definitely happening too. I'm considering having a beer for you. It's such a nice summer's day. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you. I heard former boots are good, but I've read complaints that they do leak water sometimes, from Donna. Yes, I have also read complaints about the screws, like on the mounting points. These screws, you can't see them. Right here, that on the former boots, they'll rust. And just something that I've heard from a few people, so just keep that in mind. I will say on the Garen boots, like on one of my boots, I did lose a couple screws. So it is important. There it is. You can see it. I'm missing a few screws. So that's kind of an important thing to just like keep an eye on if you're gonna spend a lot of money on a pair of ADV boots. You know, pay attention to the small things. Way to go, Dad! Yes, Dad does rock. Dad is amazing. He's incredible. The R3 is unlined. Oh, that makes so much more sense. Thank you, David. I have another friend who has like an Aerostitch road crafter, and hers has a liner in it. It looks so much more comfy than mine. Mom and yeah, sure. Yes, do it. I did ride with Dad 2 days of the pilgrimage, and it was awesome. I especially enjoy visiting ghost towns with my dad, because then we can make spooky ghost noises at each other like children, because we're adults. Also, like, Dad and I just like are really good at coming up with stories about stuff together. It's the best. Yes, Dad did ride with me at the end, but I know that Dad wanted to ride with me for like the whole thing. He kept threatening to follow me during the whole trip. What is your favorite phone mount? I'm probably not the best person to answer this question. I haven't, total honesty, I haven't tried the RAM mounts. I couldn't bring myself to spend that much money on a phone mount. Okay, so I have a really crappy, I think the brand is like MPOW or something on Amazon. The phone mounts are like $15 or something like that. They're under 20 bucks. I have gone through 3 of them for context. One of them on the Tiger snapped like when I misstepped when I was putting my foot down, and I was riding with Jason in Baja, and Jason reached over to like grab my handlebars to make sure that I wasn't gonna fall into his bike, and he grabbed my phone mount and just snapped it at the ball. And I broke another one when I dropped a bike in a more aggressive area of rocks, and one of the rocks like popped up and snapped it. But other than that, like for a cheap phone mount, my phone has never flown out the handlebars. Like even riding off-road, like it does like slip down on the mount, like it doesn't stay in the position that I left it in, but my phone has never come off of the bike. So those are my requirements for a phone mount, and it has met them, so I keep buying them. Woo. Let's see, where was I at? Google Maps screwed me today, had the right address, but told me to turn left instead of right at a crucial junction. Oh, I'm sorry, Sean. Yeah, definitely not foolproof form of navigation. But I definitely haven't found a foolproof form of navigation either. Like, even if you have GPS tracks, like, maps don't get updated as often, so, like, it could tell you to turn left when there's not a road there anymore. That kind of stuff. No, there's no foolproof way to do the thing. Are you able to plot the route that you want on the roads you want? Jeff, are you talking about Rever? Because, yes, mostly. There are a few Forest Service roads that Rever like doesn't have on theirs, and vice versa. Like there's Forest Service roads that are available on Rever to plot routes on that aren't available on Google Maps. So, yeah. Using phone for Navi is nice, except when it pops out of your RAM mount at 60 miles per hour like mine did on the RT66 trip 3 weeks ago. Man, I'm sorry, Ron. Oh, man. Wow. Yeah. See, stuff like that, like, it just emphasizes to me, like, why am I going to spend all that money on a RAM mount, like, when I keep hearing horror stories of people losing their phone? Like, no. Oh, my God. Yeah. Get a rock mount. Can you put the Rever thingy in the description? I'm driving. Yes, Vera. When I go back through after the stream is over, I will put the link to the Rever in the description of this video. I promise. I'm bringing 3 battery packs to my iron butt in the 2 weeks. Awesome. Excellent. Great idea. I kind of... My tank bag is like my technology station, so like I keep all those things like in my tank bag. I do have a giant battery pack that Joe Sokol bought me for the Captor that I love because it also is big enough that it has a 3-prong outlet so that I can charge things that don't necessarily only have a USB cable for, like my batteries for my heated gear. I have to have at least a 2-prong plug to be able to charge those. So I love that battery pack that goes with me every single time too. And it's huge. And I'm pretty sure it can like charge a laptop like 1.5 times or something like that. It's ginormous. A PC laptop, not a Apple laptop context. Chris said I had that happen once, but it was charging, so it landed in my lap. I had it happen again, and we found the remains of it to send back to Google File. Oh my gosh, Chris! Holy biscuits! Milwaukie, yes. The RAM mount debacle was my fault. I didn't see it I didn't set it all the way in. Okay. I mean, like, that does make me feel a little bit better, but also not. It did answer all the questions. Oh, good. I was looking at a Zumo by Garmin till I saw the price was $3.99. Yeah. Ouch. Yeah. There are other ways. Like, unless, like, that's a sparkle that you really want, you know that you want, that's cool. More power to you. There are other ways to navigate. I've been looking at the Foreman boots. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, a lot of people say really good things about them, and they're definitely, like, an affordable adventure boot, for sure. And they're very, like, from what I've heard from other people, they're a very comfortable boot to, like, walk around in, which is probably the reason I got the Garen boots, is because, like, since they don't have a steel plate, like, they bend pretty well. And I did wear them, like, nonstop for 3 months to, like, break them into my foot, so that if I did have to walk around in them, my feet wouldn't kill me afterwards. The downside to getting a boot that's more comfortable to walk around in is that you do sacrifice a lot of ankle support and protection. Like, my boots don't have the steel plate in the ankle that a lot of, like, more aggressive dirt bike boots do. But so far, I haven't had an issue with that, so that's good. Knock on wood. We love you anyway, even if you do have a few screws loose. That was pretty great, Jeff. Thank you. eBay is great for garments. Nathan is also just great in general and helpful. Jeff says he got a last year model Zumo at Best Buy online for $200 off. That's awesome. You gotta look for those deals when you can, man. Steph says I fight with my RAM mount every time I use it. Oh, see, like, you guys are just, like, emphasizing to me, like, why my cheapy Amazon phone mount is a better decision. David said he had no issues with his Forma Adventure lows. That's good. I'm glad, David. That's awesome. I think Butler Maps is having a Father's Day sale. Yes, Pete, thank you for bringing that up. I'm pretty sure they have Father's Day sale every year, so that I think it's if you select, like, a mini collection or something, you get a significant discount. Definitely worth looking at. Whoa. Quad lock mounts is where it's at. Dork in the road. I see you, Dork in the road. If y'all have not gone and checked out Dork in the Road's channel, he's a fellow Oregon motorcycle vlogger, and, you know, he's one of my faves. He's cool, and he's my favorite internet riding buddy. He also has an Africa Twin, and I want to collab with him so I can ride his Africa Twin. Shh. He also has a live stream on Friday nights, and will go up right after mine, or at least about 30 minutes after mine ends here in a bit. Oh my god, you guys, the time. I wasn't even paying attention. It's already 6:30. See, time flies when I'm hanging out with all of you. The not X-shaped version of the RAM mounts are a must for me. It's always my own fault when the phone falls out. This sounds like there's a lot of user error going on. Colorado, Telluride to Gateway, you'll be totally amazed. Route 141. Thank you, Jim. I'll have to write that down when I go through the chat again afterwards. Boots are tough for me, size 14. Oh, man. Yeah, I can only imagine. Yeah. Jess is here! Hi, Jess! I don't think you missed anything that you didn't already know. I did tell everybody about the big grand trip, so the secret is out. Hi, Hollywood Rebel. Good to see you. Boots are yeah. I may have missed it, but when the phone mount... I may have missed it, but what phone mount do you use? I think the brand is MPOW. You can find them on Amazon for like under 20 bucks. They're a super cheapy phone mount, but you know, my phone has never flown off my bike before, so until it does, I refuse to pay an exorbitant amount of money for a fancy phone mount. I have a 6E with custom... Oh, ouch. Custom boots only. Oh, man. Is anyone using the new rock form bone mount? Curious if they're any good. I don't know. Maybe somebody else in the chat can answer that for Dragon Rider. I want to ride the Africa Twin too. Yes, Whitney! Yes! I don't want a GPS. More expensive than my bike. Steve, do you ride a $500 bike? How expensive was the bike? See? Yeah, that's my question. I have rock farm, only had it for a few months, no issues at highway speeds. Well, that's good. Awesome. Let's see. Oh, look at my notes here. Oh, somebody else asked me to cover in the stream. So I'm now just getting to. I hope I hope that they make it this far. How heavy is my bike with all the gear on it, and am I ever concerned about dropping it when the bike is loaded? So the Tiger and Briarios are about the same weight, actually, even though they don't look it. They definitely don't feel it. Briarios feels a lot lighter than she is. I think she's just short of 500 pounds. And so is the Tiger. Lazarus is a whole other story. Lazarus is almost 600 pounds, and that's unloaded. Briarios loaded, I think, because I think that all of my gear is maybe... I've never weighed it, actually. I know that it's lighter than a passenger. Roman, thank you for the super chat. Bye, everyone. Bedtime for me, 8:30 here in East Louisiana tomorrow. Thank you, Roman. I hope that your trip to Louisiana goes well. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Dragon Rider does ride a $500 bike. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, bye, Chris. Good to see you. Vera bought her first ever ADV bike. That's awesome. Right, what was I saying? I've never weighed my gear. I know that it weighs less than a passenger. It definitely weighs less than Jonathan. I've had Jonathan on the back of the CB500X before, and my bike loaded is a lot easier to maneuver than with a passenger on the back, so I got that going for me. But then again, the weight is a lot lower since I have saddlebags and that kind of stuff. My best guess is that my gear probably weighs 75 pounds. Maybe a little bit more than that. Maybe 80 pounds. 75 pounds, somewhere in there. And as far as if I'm worried about dropping the bike while it's loaded, not any more than I would be if it was unloaded. During the pilgrimage, I got really good at unloading my bike while it's tipped over so that I can pick it back up. At the very least, I always take the tank bag and the duffel bag off the back before I try picking up the bike. It just makes it easier if there's less weight higher up on the bike when you pick it up. At least I hope that answers that question. I want an adventure bike as well. There's 700-mile trail that runs north and south in Wisconsin that I'd love to attempt. Whitney, yes! Yes! Join the dark side. Join the adventure side. I mean, I'm biased. I was about to say that it's the best side, but that's not true. Everybody is the best side, because we all ride two wheels. That's all that matters. Oh, I don't want to exclude my spider and my trike riders. Y'all are cool too. We're all on motorcycles. That's all that matters. How tall am I? Last time I checked, I was 5'7". Haven't actually been measured in a very long time. Probably since college. But I don't think that I've grown all that much since then. Or at least height-wise. Maybe width-wise. I ride a 650 V-Star. I'm looking to upgrade. I won't tell her, though. She may get mad and not start for me. Good call. I'm pretty sure Lazarus still, won't ride correctly because she's still really jealous. She's used to being an only child, and she's not happy about having so many siblings. My roots are in dirt bikes. Would love an ADV bike. Yes, Steph! Yes! Just dotting around streams, finding how creators run channels. See you have 8K. Did you find it hard? Everything is an uphill battle. Everybody grows at a different rate, Find your niche, stick to it, be consistent. and care about people, you know? Like, recognize that they're not a number. Those are real people, and they're awesome. Connect with them, you know? That's my advice. Who would you suggest as a starter ADV bike? Whatever you can afford. Is that callous? No? Okay. I would recommend trying to find something that has a larger wheelbase than 17 inches. If you can find something with a 19-inch front wheel, highly recommend. 21, even better, but there aren't a lot of like quote-unquote starter adventure bikes that have a 21 front wheel. The Tiger does, but I wouldn't call the Tiger necessarily a great starter bike because it's so top-heavy. If you are unfamiliar with riding in dirt, like, it's definitely, it can challenge you a lot. And since it's so top-heavy, it's really easy to drop in technical terrain. I love my CB500X, and actually the 2019 does have a 19-inch front wheel, but I wouldn't get anything older than that. Like, mine is a 2016, and it has 17-inch front wheel, and it does make a difference. Test ride as many as you can. Like, test ride the Africa Twin, test ride the CB500X, test ride the Versus, test ride the V-Strom. Like, a lot of people really love the V-Stroms, you know? Yeah, look around, because I feel like the best beginner bike for you is different than what it's going to be for somebody else. So the best thing that you can do is test ride as many as you can. I have a CRO 3D phone mount. Now I don't toss my bike on the ground like Amanda, but it's a cruiser. I believe it would do well on ADV. 2 models are powered with fused wiring to your battery. That's cool. I have a commuter bike, starting to wonder whether I should just got an ADV. There are a lot of people who ride ADVs as like their every single day bike, as their commuter bike. One of my friends, Heather, like has a BMW F800 GS, and like she rides that bike everywhere. I don't think that she has like a regular like cager that she does drive. Like, that is her form of transportation all year round. But it's also a great adventure bike, you know? I think the benefit of an adventure bike is like your more upright posture, and so it makes it more comfortable. You're not putting a whole lot of pressure on any one joint in your body, the way that you do in like with more aggressive bikes. Not inexpensive though. Thanks, Ed64. Care about people. Yes, thank you, Whitney. I want to ride Route 62. It starts at the border of Niagara Falls and goes down to the Texas-Mexico border. Awesome! That's so cool. Do it. My bike, Saphira? I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. It's a 1981 GS650. Could you remind me what year Lazarus is? Lazarus is 1980 Suzuki GS850 GL. She's my baby. And it was kind of a fluke because the bike that I started riding on after I got my learner's permit was my grandpa's, and it was a 1979 Suzuki GS750, and I really loved that bike. But after I broke the turn signal, I kind of knew that I needed to get my own, and I knew that I wanted something 80s or newer because finding parts for that 79 was a nightmare because a lot of the like parts books at dealerships, that kind of stuff, only go back to 80, and that's like the end point. So I knew that I wanted an 80 or newer, and so it's kind of a fluke that I found Lazarus on the Montana Craigslist, and the rest of it is a story for another time. Actually, I think I made that video all about how I learned to ride and everything. I'm looking at jumping into the ADV realm, especially since the roads up in the color country are amazing in the back country. What bike would you suggest as a starter? I think I just covered most of that. Because that's the best bike for you as a starter adventure bike is going to be different for everybody. So test ride as many bikes as you can. Like, and you know, like, I'm of like the generic opinion that any bike's an adventure bike if you try hard enough. You know, I didn't let the fact that the Honda Shadow as a cruiser stopped me from taking it up into the woods. You know, I just went a little bit slower and was a little bit more cautious. So, you know, do what you want to do. The KLR 650 is a great starter ADV bike. It's practically indestructible, and will survive frequent drops. Ask me how I know. Thank you, Justin. I feel like the KLR 650 has like such like a cult following. It's kind of like the CB500X. Like once you have it and you love it, like no one will be able to tell you otherwise. That like it's the best thing ever. DR 650s are a great bike too. You know, or if you want something smaller, WR 250s. Although I wouldn't do long highway miles on it, to be honest. She's a 19-inch front wheel, but I'm not sure the suspension is up for ADV riding. Dragon Rider, please go watch The Pilgrimage. That's all that I can say. Lazarus is a 19-inch front wheel, and she ate up all those mountain roads. Like, I definitely wouldn't take her on anything super technical, but, like, she went through a muddy Forest Service pass, and I didn't die. Mm-hmm. You know, it's all perspective. I'm such a dad rider. Love my cruisers, low and slow. Hey, you know, not everybody's an ADV rider. Oh, we're over an hour, you guys. I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna look for questions and then we'll wrap up here. I haven't, but I'll check it out. Self in a blizzard off-road. When I found my just bought a V-Strom 1000 this week. Also scheduled to do a cross-country trip in mid-August. Maybe I'll see you on the road. I hope so. That'd be cool. I love ADVs, but as a short rider, I hate riding tall bikes. Christopher. That's totally your jam, man. I will say that, like, there are lowering kits. Like, I won't get into the controversy about, like, whether you should lower a bike or not. I lowered the Tiger 3/4 of an inch with a Subi's lowering link just so that I could tiptoe both sides if I needed to. But for the most part, like on a tall bike, you're going to be flat-footing one side. Like that's the most stable position that you can be on a bike that's tall. That's a skill that most dirt bike riders learn like pretty immediately because it's not possible to ride a dirt bike and flat-foot both sides. And it does take a little bit of getting used to, but once you do, like, it's a power stance, and then you can ride whatever bike you want, you know? Look up Jocelyn Snow for inspiration. She's awesome. She is awesome. She's super rad. Jocelyn is my hero. She's so cool. On her bike is also my hero. Like, Kinga rides that, like, big BMW like nobody's business. Justin, C500X and DR650s are great choices too. I'm not loyal to any one brand, just got what I got. Yeah! Went bush with my cruiser and my friend with his Harley camping with the Brews. Yeah! See? Thank you, Ron. Any bike's an adventure bike if you try hard enough. My first bike was a 1971 Honda CLL 350. That's awesome! Remember people like Elspeth Beard, Ted Simon rode around the world on street bikes. Thank you, David. Yes. But like reading Ted Simon's story, like, was one of the reasons, like, at no point was I super hesitant about taking Lazarus off-road. Like, Lazarus is, like, pretty darn close to, like, the original Tiger that Ted Simon rode around the world, you know? Maybe my suspension was a little bit better than his, though. Thanks for joining. Yes, that, and look for rocks and trees to step on to balance. Yes, your slow speed game will get good quick. Definitely. Being able to balance until the last possible moment is a special skill only short riders will know. I'm thinking about buying my first bike tomorrow. It's supposed to rain all week, Randy. Well, I hope that goes well. Congratulations. I'm going to pre-congratulate you on getting your first bike. That's super rad. Speaking of Elspeth Beard, thank you for that recommendation. I read her book and loved it. Already read Ted Simon's All Good Stuff. Thank you, Justin. I'm so stoked about the amount of people who enjoyed that video about my favorite motorcycle books. I was hesitant. I didn't know how many of you were avid readers or not, but the response was really great. I'm fairly new to the YouTube motovlogging world. Have you already or thought about writing a book about your adventures? I thought about writing a book about the pilgrimage. I've started, but I'm not going to promise that I will finish. I did like record all of it, so that's up on the internet for people to see. But I'm a writer, of course. I read. Thanks, Justin. Part of it is that like a lot of that story is extremely personal, and like I still feel very, very close to it. So I don't know if I can write all of it from an objective perspective. So I've been kind of like ticking away at it a little bit at a time. Writing about other adventures I haven't really thought about, just because like my other adventures seem small in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, I hope that answers your question. I'm gonna wrap this up, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me for this live stream. I appreciate you all for being here. I appreciate you all for watching the videos every week and leaving wonderful comments to let me know that you watched it and that you were there in the comments, even if you don't have a like complicated comment to leave. I just enjoy knowing that you guys watched it and that you were there. Seeing your names in the comment section does really keep me going. I'm like, oh, my people are here. Everything is okay. Alrighty. Okay. I love you all. Good night. Make sure that you go and head over to Dork on the Road's channel after this. He does really fun live streams every Friday night, and it's a good time. There's whiskey involved, so it has to be a good time, right? This was super fun. Thank you for being here, Senate Steph and Jeff and Sean and Justin and Whitney and all of the people. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you, guys. I'll see you later. Bye.